Hello and welcome to My Life on Paper. I am Brianna. Welcome to Stick It Down, which I am on the design team for. And here's our sketch by Laura Rimble today. There are the four big 4x6 horizontal photos, as well as I've decided they're 2x2. And they could be embellishments or they could be photos. So quickly before your eyes, it flashed. This is from Recollections from Michaels, and this is one of my favorite paper pads, and it's very well loved. It used to have a lot of green elements in it, and I've used all the green elements, so we're left with lots of monochromatic. Surprise, surprise. Um, and what I'm looking for right now is two of the same sheet of paper. When it was a fresh paper pad, there was three of each design, and now I'm just looking for ones that I have two of, or more. And I pull those out, and then right away I'm going to kind of decide which ones I don't want to use. Anything I think too busy. I'm looking for something more subtle for the background page, and this is what I go with. And then I'm going to figure out what papers, and I'm going to look for two double pages again to do the kind of the mountain, or it's kind of a mountain on the bottom of the sketch there. And I just want something that looks different from the background paper. So I could have used that black one actually. I didn't want to use the same florals. I didn't want to use the stripes. I didn't want florals. But then, let's see how close I get. I don't, florals and all the stripes, that was just too busy for me. So I end up deciding I want to use this, which is not florals, but it's a very subtle, it's a different shade of that gray. So it's not a big contrast, and I like to use bright colors in my scrapbooks, and this is kind of a out of my box for me. First, I'm just going to trim down these horizontal photos. In the sketch, you can see there's just a little bit of a gap all the way around them. So I'm going to make sure, and it was honestly 1/4 of an inch off of each photo. So it helped it to fit. I did not take anything off the height of the photo, just the width. Then I will get out my, yes, and now I'm gonna tear it, because for me it looks like it's supposed to be wonky, and if I don't have to make it perfect, and if I make it look imperfect, I like that. So I just get in there and tear. And when you tear, you can't be perfect, which works well for me because I have a tendency to want to be just precise and perfect and right on. So I really just had to go with the flow with this one, and I think it worked out well. You'll have to let me know what you think. Once I get the first one torn, there was a part of me that thought, oh, you're going to be able to use the second half of paper. Nope, it's not big enough. So I'll line these up. I'm going to get the pictures laid down on there first, but I'll get them kind of lined up, and then I'll tear the second one. But as I should, I'll pull out the pictures out from underneath, because I know I don't want to go below the picture line, right? So I need to have the pictures on there so I know how close down to the bottom of the page I can tear. I will have the Stick It Down Facebook page listed below. You can do a version of the sketch and then post it into the album, and then at the end of the month someone is chosen to be the guest designer for next month. So that will be linked below. I did not end up using very many embellishments for this layout. I should tell you about the pictures. This is my oldest daughter, Jillian, and her fiance, Nick, and they went to Washington, the state of Washington, and you'll see two of the photos they have of them with their coffee. Now, Jillian, I don't believe she gave me every picture that they took there. I think they took a lot more, but she will send me pictures at times. Jillian, I think, might be getting into scrapbooking, so she might be scrapbooking this event herself. But I did want just this 2-page layout to put in the family album. So you'll see that right there I have these creative memory guides I just got them off eBay, that they're 2x2, there's a 3x3 and a 3.5x3.5, and it is, you could use vellum or something, you know, you could make these yourself, but it gives me a good idea of, will this work for my 2x2 square, and will my 2x2 squares work for my layout? So because I know this is going to work, I cut my photo into 2x2, and then my idea is to take whatever I can from this photo to make my 2x2 elements on the page. I use all but, I think I used all but one of the spots. There was just a railing on one, so I got rid of that. So I've got sky, I've got the field, I've got two of the outfield pictures, and then I will kind of decide where to put those. Very quickly, I take the outfield and move it over to the left. I think because those were two busy ones, I thought they should be next to each other, and then the rest of the right hand side is not quite so busy. And I'm thinking I'm going to cut this down into a 2x2 square, but then I pull out my scraps, and I had two scraps from this collection that weren't cut into, or that were cut into already, and I just made this 2x2 square out of the black and white striped paper, which, spoiler alert, I end up not using. Picture Perfect is a Creative Memories piece. It was in a bunch of embellishments. That is the last piece of that embellishment pack. And then these little bits you see me putting around are Paper Studios, and they were just seem to be that nice, subtle kind of color. And I'm just looking, I pull out a lot of them that talks about love, and I don't use all of them, but I'm looking for ones to kind of layer up on those squares on the top. Be sure to go and check out my other two videos I have up today. So today is the first day of Chrissy's Beautiful Life in her 30 Days of Sketches. And then I also have a Creating with Sketches video that's using Allison David's sketches from Scrapbook Generation. All right, so here I find a tag, and that's going to be my journaling tag instead of those strips. And then I still have that striped one out there right now. Ooh, I'm going to move things around a little bit. The blue one says Sunshine on My Mind. And then I've got Jillian and Nick there. Oh, they were going to move around a little bit more. And then this piece says Adore, to reward with devotion and love. Oh, I'm sorry. To regard with devotion and love, to feel a deep attachment. Adore, adores, adored, adoring, adoration. And then the one that is above Jillian's head says, always wear a smile. So these tags are part of my old collection with Close to My Heart. Those little tags that are sitting up there, and I will put those around the sketch where the butterflies were in the sketch. I am using my ATG adhesive to get all the pieces glued down. The round one says Joy. And those tags, they don't really say anything, but they're just like fancy scroll cut up into little pieces. I will grab out some string, or what I usually call jute. I have it in a bunch of different colors. The color I grab is not a brown, it's more of a off-white. And those will be for those tag holes. Now, if you see that, what I'm doing right there, I've learned this little trick that if you take your sticky items and you put it on the back side of whatever you're working on, the back side of the sticker, you can get those little pieces to like pull out, but these stickers are rather old. Now, here's the other thing. People say, oh, I'm putting some glue on here because I don't want them to fall off. And I always think, well, if there's stickers and you're sticking them in your scrapbook, you would hope they would stick forever, even without any sticky. However, I think because they're not stuck down to anything, maybe they lose their sticky, and that's the story I'm telling myself. Don't tell me anything else. So I will go down, because these aren't that sticky, and I will use some liquid glue on them once I've got them all down. So like I said, I will have the Stick It Down Facebook group listed below, but just know also that there is a 2-page sketch that I am doing today. There is also a one-page sketch each month, as well as a card sketch too. So something for everyone, and you can actually post on on each one of them too. It's also fun to take a look into the album to see everybody's take on the same sketches. So go check it out. Here I am still playing with that jute and trying to get it into those tag holes. One of the tag holes I actually ripped, but that's okay. I get it down and I don't think anybody's going to pay close attention to it. When I finally get the jute through all of the tags and get them down, I will realize I could really use 2 more. So I'll go back into my stash and I find 2 more tags, and I think it was from the same Close to My Heart collection. They are blank tags, so they don't have that scripty writing on it, but I'm going to use those for like the date and maybe a fun word. But you won't see that. I don't, I'll have Jillian doing the journaling, so I won't have that done before I take the final pictures. And there you can see the one without the writing on it. I want to take a moment to thank you all. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to all my viewers. This has been so fun, and it makes it all the more fun in that I get to interact with you, hear from you, get to know you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being part of my channel. I had a blast with Follow a Sketch February. I still have a couple sketches left to do. Those you'll see in April. And I am just looking so forward to Christy's Beautiful Life in her 30 Days of Sketches this month. And as always, I hope to do one every day, but I'm making no promises because that does get to be a lot. So here I am putting that jute through the last big tag hole. All the tag holes need a little bit of something something. And what's left? Oh, so I go into my stash and I see these pearls. So because why wouldn't you put pearls on this lovely layout? So I do stick one in 3 different places, and then I go back into my kind of my enamel dot stash, and I'll find they're kind of just shiny, look like bubbles. I don't know. It seemed like a good thing at the time, so they go on there, and that finishes that up. And then I'm gonna grab some Distress Oxide and Hickory Smoke, and it's kind of a, I would say, grayish, and it's pretty cool. So I will just, spray that, just splatter that just randomly around, and I think that really does it for me. So thank you so much for sticking with me through the end. I hope you have a fabulous day, and please come back and see me again soon.